Top 12 massive bosses in gaming that don't even fit in our screens. Explored. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Gaming Diehards. And today we're sizing up the biggest, baddest bosses in video game history. These are the bosses that make you squint at your screen and say, wait, that's just his foot? And we're not just talking big, we're talking colossal, enormous. How do I even fight this thing? Levels of huge. These are the leviathans that make you wonder if your screen can handle all that action. So brace yourselves for a monstrous ride as we dive into the 12 giant bosses in video games that don't even fit on the screens. Spoiler alert, it's going to be epic. Your support means the world to us, and it's what keeps these videos coming. So if you haven't subscribed to us already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button along with the notification bell. Kraid, Metroid Dread, 50 feet tall. Kraid, the iconic behemoth, re-emerges from the depths of Zebes to challenge bounty hunters in Metroid Dread. This isn't his first rodeo. Longtime fans will recognize him from earlier Metroid titles, where he's been a recurring thorn in Samus Aran's side. Kraid is an imposing figure at 50 feet tall. In Metroid Dread, his size is more than just a number. It's a scale that turns every encounter with him into an event. When Kraid shows up, he fills the room, not just with his girth, but with presence and power. Metroid Dread is the latest entry in the storied Metroid saga, following intergalactic bounty hunter Samus Aran. The game picks up after the events of Metroid Fusion, with Samus investigating a mysterious transmission on the planet ZDR. Here, she encounters the EMMI, robotic entities that hunt her relentlessly. Kraid's appearance is a callback to her past, a monstrous challenge she must overcome in her quest to unravel the secrets of ZDR and survive the relentless pursuit of the EMMI. Kraid's a piece of Samus's past, a monster that's supposed to be dead, yet here he is, alive and kicking. His very existence is a psychological game. He's a literal giant from the nightmares of her past, a reminder that some demons just don't stay down. Kraid attacks with a ferocity that matches his size. He launches volleys of spikes from his belly, a barrage meant to impale and overwhelm. His massive claws swipe with the intent to crush anything they touch. And let's not forget the classic, he spits out platforms from his mouth, which Samus can use to her advantage, but they're also a representation of his raw, destructive power. The Sentinel appears in the game X-Men Origins Wolverine, 150 feet, which is an action-adventure game that supplements the story of the film with the same name. The game was released in 2009 and developed by Raven Software. The game is actually at least 25 times better than the movie. It's one of the better movie tie-in games that truly stand out. The game follows the story of Wolverine, played by Hugh Jackman in the film, as he seeks revenge against those who have wronged him. The narrative includes elements from the movie, as well as original content that deepens Wolverine's backstory. In the game, the Sentinel is depicted as a massive robot, towering over Wolverine. Its size is part of what makes it such an intimidating opponent. The Sentinel is terrifying, not just because of its sheer size, but also due to its advanced weaponry and its mission to hunt and destroy mutants. Its cold, mechanical nature and relentless pursuit of Wolverine add to the fear factor. The Sentinel in the game uses a variety of attacks, including energy blasts, powerful melee strikes, and the ability to launch smaller drones to fight Wolverine. Its attacks are often large-scale, requiring the player to be agile and strategic. For some reason, Sentinel in the game seem much bigger than what we've seen in the cartoons and comic books. Maybe they've altered the size to make it seem more formidable. For those who appreciate the lore and history of the X-Men, this encounter with the Sentinel is a rewarding experience that captures the essence of what makes Wolverine such a beloved character in the Marvel Universe. Stone Titan from Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, 200 feet tall. The Stone Titan is a formidable adversary in Castlevania, Lords of Shadow. This game is a reboot of the classic Castlevania series, and it brings with it a host of new challenges, including the Stone Titan, which players encounter in the Sanctuary of Titans. The Stone Titan is aptly named for its mountainous stature, dwarfing the game's protagonist, Gabriel Belmont. Its size is not just for show, it's a core part of the gameplay mechanics during the encounter. Castlevania, the Lords of Shadow, narrates the tale of Gabriel Belmont, a member of the Brotherhood of Light, on a quest to defeat the Lords of Shadow and bring his beloved back from the dead. The Stone Titan is one of the mythical creatures Gabriel must face on his perilous journey, a journey that is as much about battling external monsters as it is about facing the inner demons. The Stone Titan is a walking fortress, a behemoth made of rock and malice. Its size and strength are overwhelming, making it seem invincible. The Titan's very presence is a test of courage for any player, challenging them to confront what seems like an insurmountable obstacle. The Stone Titan uses its massive size to its advantage, attempting to crush Gabriel with its enormous limbs. It's a battle that feels like a clash with the earth itself, as the Titan also has the power to summon minions and use the environment against Gabriel. Defeating the Stone Titan requires more than brute strength, it requires cunning and agility. Gabriel must navigate the Titan's massive form, finding runes to destroy to weaken the creature. It's a vertical battle, with Gabriel climbing and dodging, turning the Titan's size against it. No. The Beast, Infamous 2, 600 feet tall. The Beast is the central antagonist of Infamous 2, a game developed by Sucker Punch Productions. It's a sequel to the original Infamous and continues the story of Cole McGrath, a bike messenger turned superpowered being after a devastating explosion in Empire City. The Beast is a massive entity, often depicted as a towering figure of destruction composed of molten rock and fire. This monster doesn't fit in our screens. In-game visuals portray the Beast as several stories tall, dwarfing buildings and causing widespread panic with its mere presence. The Beast is the embodiment of unstoppable force and apocalyptic power. Its ability to decimate cities and challenge Cole's own considerable powers makes it a terrifying foe. The Beast's design, reminiscent of a volcanic eruption given form, symbolizes nature's untamable fury and the fear of facing something that cannot be reasoned with. Beast attacks with explosive and fiery might, launching devastating projectiles and causing seismic disturbances. To defeat the Beast, players must utilize Cole's full range of abilities, including his mastery of electricity and newly acquired powers throughout the game. The key is to dodge and weave through the Beast's onslaught while targeting its weak points. Leticia, Bayonetta, 800 feet tall. Leticia, also known as the Giver of Life, makes a grand entrance as one of the formidable Auditio, or Cardinal Virtues, in the stylish action game Bayonetta, developed by Platinum Games. Bayonetta is renowned for its fast-paced combat, intricate combo system, and its titular witch, who has a flair for dramatics and devastating powers. In Bayonetta, players take on the role of the eponymous witch Bayonetta, who awakens after 500 years without her memories and finds herself embroiled in a conflict between the paradisiacal forces of light and the infernal demons of darkness. The game is a bullet ballet of mythic proportions, Bayonetta seeking to uncover the truth about her past and her connection to the sacred left eye of the world. Leticia is immense, a grotesque amalgamation of plant-like tendrils and dragon-like heads, each one a testament to the game's penchant for the grandiose. The size isn't just for show, it's a core part of the challenge as Bayonetta dances around this behemoth, delivering her witchy brand of justice. Leticia's terror comes from its otherworldly appearance and its role as the embodiment of divine retribution. It's a boss that doesn't challenge your reflexes, it challenges your nerve, with each of its heads ready to snap up the unwary. Leticia attacks with brute force, using its tentacles, and can shoot lasers from the child faces of its tongues. It can also spew acid and create rotating blades that pose a deadly threat to Bayonetta. The key to defeating Leticia lies in agility and exploiting the brief moments when its defenses drop. Bayonetta must dodge the toxic tentacles, counter the debris, and strike at the hearts revealed beneath the monstrous faces. The Red Eye, Lost Planet 2, 1,000 feet tall. The Red Eye stomps around in Lost Planet 2, a game that's all about taking on alien bugs the size of football fields and looking cool while doing it. It's the sequel that ups the ante with more guns, more mechs, and of course, more acryds to blast into next week. Now, hold on to your hats because the Red Eye is not just 800 feet tall as we thought, it's over 1,000 feet. The thing is so big, it probably has its own weather system. It's Category G Acrid, which in Lost Planet terms means get ready for a bad time. The Red Eye appears in Lost Planet 2, specifically in Episode 3, where it serves as the main boss. This encounter is the second of the episode and the fifth boss battle in the game. The Red Eye is an immense subterranean annelid-like acrid with hundreds of spiny limbs that allow it to move through the ground swiftly. Its body is adorned with circular red eyes, and it has numerous tiny, light-sensitive eyes on its upper jaw plates. The creature also has a beard of tentacles that function as antennae, using echolocation to locate prey and having high tensile strength to capture it. What makes the Red Eye particularly terrifying is its sheer size and ability to summon swarms of Trillid launch pods containing Bolsipia and use its massive body to crush opponents. Its most daunting attack is its attempt to devour the train whole, which can lead to instant mission failure if not countered properly. Zora Magdaros, Monster Hunter, 1,500 feet tall. In the vast ecosystem of Monster Hunter world, Zora Magdaros emerges as a titanic force of nature, an elder dragon that commands the awe and fear of all who lay eyes upon it. Monster Hunter world. It's not just about hunting, it's about understanding a new ecosystem. The story revolves around the Research Commission, tasked with studying this new world and its inhabitants. Zora Magdaros becomes a pivotal part of their study as it emerges from the earth like a cataclysmic event. Its intentions and destination unknown. This colossal, semi-aquatic leviathan is sheathed in a rocky hide, exuding the grandeur of a living mountain range. Its turtle-like demeanor is betrayed by the volcanic fury it harbors within. Fire, smoke, and lava are the lifeblood that courses through its veins, escaping from its shell like the eruptions of an indomitable walking volcano. The battlefield, where hunters engage with Zora Magdaros, is nothing short of apocalyptic. The ground trembles under its immense weight, and the air is thick with the heat of its breath, a scorching gale that can incinerate all in its path. The creature's magma core organs, pulsating with fiery energy, beckon the brave and the foolish alike, promising both untold power and the peril of a molten grave. In the heat of combat, Zora Magdaros is an unyielding fortress, its attacks manifesting as seismic events. The very earth becomes a weapon as it smashes through barriers with the ease of a child through sandcastles. When provoked, it unleashes the full wrath of its volcanic heart, raining down lava bombs and spewing forth rivers of magma that reshape the battlefield into a vision of infernal destruction. 16th Colossus, Shadow of Colossus, 2,700 feet long. The 16th Colossus, also known as Malice, is the final boss in the masterpiece that is Shadow of the Colossus. This game is all about taking down giant colossi, and it's developed by Team Ico, who are like the indie band that everyone's heard of because they're just that good. Malice is a towering figure, standing tall like a skyscraper made of stone and dark magic. It's not just big, it's the kind of big that makes you go, damn, how am I supposed to climb that? It's the ultimate challenge in a game that's full of them. In Shadow of the Colossus, you play as Wander, a guy with a sword, a bow, and a horse who's on a mission to bring back a girl named Mono. The deal is simple. Take down 16 colossi, and she gets a second shot at life. But as you go about toppling these titans, you start to wonder if there's a price to pay for messing with forces that are way out of your league. Malus doesn't just sit there waiting for you to climb up and stab it in the head. It's got this aura of doom, shooting energy blasts that'll knock you into next week if you're not careful. It's like the final boss is saying, you've come this far, but good luck getting any closer. Malus is all about that long-range game, blasting you with energy from its hands. It's like it's playing its own version of tower defense, and you're the annoying invader trying to get past its defenses. Taking down Malus is all about patience and timing. You gotta dodge those energy blasts, find cover, and make your way up its body without getting zapped. It's a puzzle and a platformer wrapped up in a boss fight. And when you finally drive your sword home, it's the kind of gaming moment that sticks with you. Divine Beast Vetto, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. 10,000 feet wide, approximately. Divine Beast Vetto is one of the 4 major dungeon bosses in The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, a title that redefined open world games with its breathtaking vistas and intricate gameplay mechanics. Developed by Nintendo, it's a game that invites players to explore the vast kingdom of Hyrule on an epic quest to defeat Calamity Ganon. While the exact dimensions of Vetto aren't specified anywhere, it's clear from the game that this mechanical bird is enormous, with its wingspan casting a shadow over entire mountains. It's a behemoth of ancient technology, one of the colossal divine beasts created by the Sheikah to protect Hyrule. Vetto's terror stems from its sheer size and the fact that it's a relic of a bygone era, now turned against the people it was meant to protect. Its control over the winds and its ability to unleash devastating attacks from the sky make it a formidable presence that looms over the land. Controlled by the corrupted spirit of the Rito champion, Rivali, Vetto uses its massive wings to create gusts of wind and fire energy blasts at anything that approaches. Its attacks are not just powerful, but also precise, requiring Link to use his wits and agility to get close. To defeat Vetto, Link must first disable its defenses by attacking its cannons while airborne, a task that requires both timing and accuracy. Once inside, it's a puzzle to reactivate the terminals and free the divine beast from Ganon's control. Battle is as much about brains as it is about brawn, with players needing to manipulate the beast's very architecture to succeed. Carmine! The Riftworm, Gears of War 2, approximately 30,000 feet long. The Riftworm made its terrifying debut in Gears of War 2, but its legacy extends beyond, with mentions in Gears 5. When we talk about big, we're usually thinking in feet or meters, right? Well, the Riftworm scoffs at our measurements. This colossal creature stretches over 10 miles in length and a half mile in width. That's not just big, that's colossal. The Riftworm isn't just a random monster. It's a creature with a history that intertwines with the planet Serra itself. These subterranean titans are the architects of the Hollow, a vast network of tunnels beneath the planet's crust. They're not just diggers, they're creators, leaving behind a rich manure that fosters life in the Hollow. What makes the Riftworm truly terrifying isn't just its size, it's the fact that it's been weaponized. The Locust Horde, a race of mutated humans, revered the Riftworms as gods for their life-giving abilities. In Gears of War 2, High Priest Scourge awakens a Riftworm to use as a weapon of mass destruction, capable of sinking entire cities. Imagine looking up to see a creature that could swallow your whole city. Now that's the stuff of nightmares. Taking down the Riftworm is no easy feat. Delta Squad, the heroes of Gears of War 2, had to venture inside the beast, navigating through its deadly internal defenses to find and sever its 3 hearts. It's a battle that's as much about survival as it is about offense. The Riftworm is proof to the scale and creativity of the Gears of War series. It's a boss that's not just a challenge in terms of combat, but also a narrative force that has shaped the world it inhabits. And that, my friends, is what makes it a boss worth remembering. Brother Moon, Dead Space 3, approximately 12 kilometers in size and shape, one of the most gargantuan and spine-chilling bosses in the Dead Space universe. We're talking about the Brother Moon of Tal Volantis, a celestial horror that's not just out of this world, it's literally the size of a small moon. When we say this thing is 10,000 feet tall, we're not just throwing numbers around. The Brother Moon is so massive that it makes your problems seem like a grain of sand on a vast beach. It's a titanic moon, warm, like hybrid, that'll make you rethink your place in the cosmos. In Dead Space 3, you step into the space boots of Isaac Clarke, an engineer with more bad luck than a black cat walking under a ladder. Isaac's journey takes him to the frozen planet of Tal Volantis, where he discovers the truth about the markers and the necromorphs. Spoiler alert, it's not good news. The Brother Moon is the stuff of nightmares, a cosmic entity that's been pulling the strings behind the necromorph outbreak. It's not just its size that's terrifying, it's the fact that it's intelligent, manipulative, and has a hunger that could swallow stars. This moon-sized monstrosity attacks by spitting out slashers and twitchers, like it's throwing its own twisted welcome party. And let's not forget about the tentacles, because what's a space horror without tentacles, right? These bad boys will try to pull you into its gaping maw, where the only RSVP is doom. Defeating the Brother Moon is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a roller coaster. It's all about strategy and holding onto your lunch. You'll need to use every tool in your arsenal. Keep your wits about you, and maybe, just maybe, you'll stop the necromorph plague once and for all.
I am Wyzen of the 7 deities!
Gungan Wyzen, Asuras Wrath, 41 million feet tall. Alright, let's zip through this like a greased up ferret in a water slide, because we're talking about Gungan Wyzen from Asuras Wrath. And if you thought your last family reunion was a spectacle of epic proportions, you haven't seen this guy's temper tantrums. Gungan Wyzen crashes the party in Asuras Wrath, a game that's less about subtle storytelling and more about punching demigods into the stratosphere. Asuras Wrath is like the soap opera of the gods. If every plot twist was resolved with a fist fight, Asura, our perpetually angry protagonist, is on a roaring rampage of revenge against his former divine buddies who framed him, kidnapped his daughter, and, just for good measure, killed his wife. It's all very dramatic and shouty. In terms of size, Wyzen is a behemoth. During the battle, he transforms into his Vajra form, becoming a giant that dwarfs mountains and can crush Asura with a single finger. But it's his final form, Gungan, that truly showcases his scale. He becomes so large, he's seen floating in space, with his finger alone being larger than the planet. What makes Wyzen terrifying isn't just his size, it's his absolute confidence and his divine power. He's a god who believes in his right to rule and punish. His laughter booms across the heavens as he toys with Asura, showcasing a mix of arrogance and power that's truly intimidating. Wyzen attacks with the devastating blows that can cause shockwaves and destruction on a massive scale. In his Vajra form, he uses his immense strength to pummel Asura, While in his Gongan form, he becomes a celestial threat, attempting to crush Asura with his gargantuan fingers from space. Gongan Wyzen isn't just a boss, he's a cataclysmic event. Defeating him isn't about chipping away at a health bar, it's about enduring the wrath of a god until you can unleash your own. That's all for today, folks. Show your support with a thumbs up. Don't forget to join our family by subscribing. See you guys soon in our next video, and do let us know in the comments what you want to see next.